It's time for another Truthnado. This one is about Peregrine Falcons.
It is now the fastest animal on the planet.
And here's my first Truthnado. Peregrine Falcons are bad mother. Shut your mouth. I hear what you're saying. Hey, saying that Peregrine Falcons are badasses, that's opinion. That's not Truthnado. Well, I have some. This here is a view from out one of my windows, and you can see that little railing-like structure there. There's been a nesting pair of Peregrine Falcons there all spring, so I've been observing their actions. Some of their badassery, according to Siri, they can reach speeds of up to 240 miles an hour in the air. That's fast for.
It's very, very fast.
That's just too fast. Also, walking underneath where their nesting area is, warning, I'm going to show pictures of two disembodied bird heads. I found the head of a woodpecker right under there. Woodpeckers basically have a giant spear right on their face, and the head of a blue jay. Good-sized bird, got some fight in it, and they just took their heads clean off.
It hits the bird with a huge amount of force.
It hits one in slow motion,
Either knocking it to the ground or stabbing it with 8 razor-sharp talons.
one is shown close up.
And if that doesn't do the job, peregrines have a special sharp notch on their beaks, known as a toenail tooth or killing tooth, to bite through the necks of their prey.
It's a notch behind the beak's main point.
Dinner is served.
On the ground, a falcon sits on a carcass, tearing it apart.
So there you go. That is my evidence of why Peregrine Falcons are badasses. And here's some information on how those Peregrine Falcons got to be where they are, because there used to be a lot of falcons in the area, but by the 1960s, they were completely wiped out, mostly due to the use of DDT.
So we're back at the museum with Mary Hennon, who is a collections assistant here in birds, as well as the director of the Peregrine Falcon program. So can you tell us a little bit about the background of the program and how it relates to what we're doing here at the Field Museum?
The program came around in the mid-'80s when Illinois came on board to try to help return the species to the state. So you had a bird that was historically here that was gone due to man's influence, and that had to do with DDT affecting the eggshells and too thin, the weight of the adults crushed them.
Then in 1972, they were put on the Endangered Species Act federally, and we wanted to bring them back. So from 1986 to 1990, the Chicago Peregrine Project released 46 birds at 4 various sites around the Midwest. At that time, they released 1 mating pair in Chicago. We're now up to 20, which is pretty cool. And falcons are no longer on the endangered species list. They thought at first when they put the 2 birds out, people were laughing like, oh, that's going to really help the pigeon population, 2 pair of birds. But it wasn't about taking down pigeons. It was about building up the peregrine population, which they did. Thanks to the Field Museum for that information. And here's my last Truthnado. This year, 2024, is the official year of the peregrine, according to the Chicago Ornithological Society. So there's that. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, nitpick on any fact or grammar slip-up I have, please, by all means. And thanks for watching Truthnado. And when you listen in the sky, when you listen up and hear in the sky the shrieking sound of a peregrine falcon, look up and try to see it, but keep your mouth shut.